is very, very difficult to measure. We know that historians rank George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Teddy Roosevelt, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Truman, very, very high, and Richard Nixon, who resigned in disgrace after the Watergate scandal, which is covered in this book. These presidents are rated well below average. But there's not much a president can really do to shape history in the immediate term. Not much that a George W. Bush or Barack Obama or Bill Clinton can do to alter what historians are going to say about them 100 years from now. We do know that the great presidents rated in history were involved in wars. George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, you had Teddy Roosevelt in the Spanish-American War. Woodrow Wilson is very highly rated. That was World War I. You get the point that wars seem to matter, that's what brings out the greatness in the president, the ability to create national consensus around the need for action, the need for sacrifice. So we know some things about that, but it's much too early at this particular point to rate a president like Barack Obama or George W. Bush. It's hard to tell what's going to happen. And what we do know is that the presidency and the president's ability to shape big national issues, to pass gigantic legislation like the Civil Rights Act that came out of the Great Society and Lyndon Johnson's presidency, or very large environmental legislation, or big ticket health insurance and so forth, that it's very difficult to get that done now, that there's just so much public opposition. So the president's agenda, which we talk about in this chapter, has been getting smaller and smaller. Presidents have less maneuvering room. So the odds would be that future presidents are going to get lower ratings than past presidents because there's less room to do things. What we now have is a very, very large national government, a lot of it created during the Great Society and during the New Deal under Franklin Roosevelt, and there's less and less room and more debt. It's costing a lot of money to run the programs that were created back in the 1930s and the 1960s. And so presidents who are coming into office, it's not very popular to cut programs. It's a lot more popular to create new ones. And so there's less maneuvering room for a president to have these great achievements. And this country is pretty tired of war at this particular point in history. We've been through a number of wars and international conflicts. The American public is not supportive of further spending on war. They'd like things resolved through other means at this point in time.